Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to week 6. This is our final week, and we're going to walk you through the capstone. The capstone is going to capture what we've covered weeks 1 through 5. So basically, we're going to integrate the workbooks that we've been working on. So in this week, we're going to be looking at the trial balance, the income statement, the bank reconciliation, your budget versus actual, and then your variances from budget. And so basically, we're going to walk you through week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 integrated into a single workbook. To do this, we're going to revisit the balance sheet. We're not going to have a full reconstruction like we did in the previous weeks. The income statement, which will build from the trial balance formula base. You're going to look at your budget versus actual for your income statement, and you're going to perform a bank reconciliation and then look at the variances that come from your income statement. So trial balance, week 1, your total debits and credits should equal. This will be outlined for you. Your income statement for week 2, they're going to give you the net income, and I'm going to walk you through how to construct and build up the different worksheets. Okay, and then bank reconciliation for week 3. You're going to be looking at balancing your books to your bank, and then your budget versus actuals from week 4 and 5. So how are we going to go about this? Okay, so let's tie all this together and look at your balance sheet. They're going to have your balance for your debits and credits. You should know how to get that into play. Your net income and your cash balance should tie to your trial balance of the $51,000. And then you have the adjusting entries for your debits and credits um, that you're going to record from your bank reconciliation. Okay. So again, you're going to look at the trial balance. You're going to go through the bank reconciliation. Sorry, I took this out of order. You're going to go through the trial balance. You're going to build your income statement. You're going to assemble the bank reconciliation. You're going to record your adjusting entries. You're going to confirm that the adjusted cash balance ties to your trial balance. You're going to link the actual column on your budget versus actual. You're going to compute your variances, and then you're going to apply conditional formatting. And then, of course, you're going to have your grade. Again, as indicated in the explainer video, please do not hand type in your answers because that will take away from your grade. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through, this is going to be the answer sheet or the completed sheet, but I'm going to walk you through to show you the different things that you need to do for each deliverable. Okay, so in the trial balance, you're going to be looking at Summit Outfitters, and you're going to have to, again, bring your trial balance into balance. And again, remember what I told you. If you hit the control, the tilde key is the key right under the escape key. It will show you the formula. So I'm going to show you the formulas here and what you need to do. And you're going to see here on your totals, you're going to have to sum the range between B6 and B28. That's going to give you your totals for your debits and your credits. Okay. And then you're going to have to enter in this formula here. Let me just kind of open this up here so it will show you the full formula. And this is a nested if statement, which you covered, I believe, in weeks 3 and 4. And it's going to give you the conditions if it's balanced, you're going to do out of balance. And if not, it's going to tell you if it's out of balance, you want to copy this formula. And I believe they put this formula here for your use as well. So if not, go ahead and take a screenshot of that. And more importantly, don't just copy formulas that are shown here. Make sure that you are understanding how these formulas are built. That's what's most important. There are many videos out there that will walk you through nested if statements and how to build them and how to error check them. Okay. So next we have our income statement. Again, you're going to use your index formula from your trial to look at your trial balance, and you're going to match your sales revenue to the trial balance sales revenue that you have here, right? So again, you have your sales revenue, that's the 92,000. If you construct and use this formula correctly, it should pull back the 92,000. And again, they will give you references in previous assignments of how these formulas are built. I'll show you the formula again. I'll expand this out and you can see, again, it's going to be your index formula and it's going to be paired with your match formula. If you're not familiar with this, go back to the previous lessons. That's the whole point of a capstone, to make sure that you've captured and brought forward your knowledge on how to apply these different formulas in different situations. So take a snapshot of this here. This is your income statement. Again, I highly recommend do not, do not use our hand type in the formulas. I'm sorry, the numbers. You're going to want to have your formulas embedded. So that's part of the project. Moving on, next you have your um, bank reconciliation. Okay. And in the bank reconciliation, you're going to want to, again, have your bank balance. The book balance is given, okay? And then you're going to want to complete out your bank reconciliation. And here you have adjustments to make. So the balance per book, you have your balance per book unadjusted, 54,000. You have the EFT, that's an electronics fund collection, meaning somebody paid you, you didn't know it, so you had to record it. And here are the recording entries. So I'm going to try to expand this out a little bit so we can see this. This is the answer. Okay. And so let me widen that up so you can read that. And what I want you to do again is don't just put in numbers, make sure you understand how to build this out. And you're going to want to capture this formula. This is pretty complex. So again, take a good picture of that. I'll pause for a minute because this is a nested formula. There are many if and conditions in this. If you're not familiar how to go about this, again, go back to your previous assignments. Take a picture of this here and make sure if you're going to copy it, that's fine. Just make sure that you copy it verbatim so you get these results that you see here. Okay. All right. So let me just expand that out. Ties to trial balance and cash. You're checking for the condition to make sure that the cash balance, which is the 51,000, ties back to your trial balance for your cash, which is also 51,000. Okay. And then next, you're going to have your budget versus actual. And again, you're going to have your net sales. The budget is going to be given. Your net sales is going to come from your income statement. That's just going to be a direct link where you can type in equals. Okay, you go to your income statement, and we had B17. So you're going to go to column B, and you're going to go down to 17. That's your operating um, income. So if you go back here to your budget versus actual, again, you're going to pick up your 90,000. I'm sorry, B8. I said B17. I was in B17. So the 90,000 is your net sales. And I said B17, apologies, B7. I'm talking and trying to look into the camera and explain. So you're going to go over to your income statement. You can type in your equal, and you're going to pull out your net sales, which is the 90,000, and that's what that formula did. So if you notice here, you're going to get each one of these lines from your actual income statement. Excuse me. And then you're going to have to calculate a variance. Well, what's the variance? You're going to take your actual amount and you're going to subtract the budgeted amount, and it's going to give you a variance. In this instance, it happens to be a positive or a favorable number. Okay. However, Excel doesn't know if it's favorable or unfavorable, and that's where the conditional formatting comes in. Okay. So here you're going to go into your logic statements. Again, take a picture of this. If you're not familiar with this, I suggest you study it, read it, because what's going to happen after this class is done, and then you're going to go and you're going to go into a work environment and you have to use these nested if statements. You need to understand where to go to refresh yourself. And that's why I provided you with the YouTubes earlier on. And I highly recommend that you study these, you keep these worksheets so you can always refer back to them. Okay. And then whether or not you have to review this ABS here, that is what they call the absolute sale reference. So it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. If it is above $2,000 or 5%, you're going to want to review that line. Okay. So if you look here down below, it's unfavorable. However, it's less than the 2,000 and it's less than the 5%. So that's on track and that's considered okay. If I were to change this condition, let's say I put 10%, it's going to affect more of them on track or not, right? If I put it at 1%, it's going to change all of them to review. So that's the magic of having these formulas. These formulas are dynamic. So if you change these conditions here, it will change the outlook. Now, these are 2 or 3 lines. If you have a worksheet that has multiple lines, and this is very common, you would not be able to just manually look at this and say, yes, that makes sense. No, you would have to have some color coding so you can then sort by all favorable, sort by all unfavorable, look at the different colors, and it will draw your eyes quickly to it. Okay. All right, so that's it for the lesson today. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the course overall. My recommendation to you is that you continue to study and you continue to build these different worksheets. I would start with just building worksheets at home. I want to make a grocery list, or I want to make a home budget, or I want to make my own personal income statement, so on and so forth. The more you practice using this, the better you're going to get with it. And it's only going to make you want to do and know and learn and understand more. All right. So hopefully you've had a wonderful time with this course. I know sometimes teaching online can be difficult, can be challenging because it's just a bunch of reading. That's why I try to make these videos and make these videos to where you can rewind them, go back, study them, give you examples that you can follow. And hopefully this is aiding in your learning. I would really appreciate if you would just leave a comment or an email to tell me how you enjoyed the course, what was challenging, what can make it better. I'm always trying to improve. I'm always trying to give students the best experience. And I know sometimes online courses can be challenging because often the instructor is not there to answer questions. Well, that's why I do these videos. And some of you have emailed me, and I've tried to be as responsive as I can, but nothing beats the classroom. But I try to bring that environment here. So I want to thank you for a wonderful semester or intercession, I should say. And hopefully I'll see some of you back on campus come the end of August. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day and take care.